Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruth Delgado and this is Ruth Delgado's Glamour page. Excuse my hair, y'all. I'm struggling a little bit. My fro is not on go and I'm not trying to do anything else to my hair right now, so just please excuse that. Take the message because that's why I'm here, for the message, not for the look, okay? And also, please excuse my nails because a few of my nails are missing also. I'm coming to the video looking a little ratchet for y'all because one thing I have noticed also is that people respect when you come real. And this is real. Okay? With the bonnet on, with a couple nails missing, this is real. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that most people never usually ever want to talk about. Actually, people try to run away from this subject. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Death. Okay? Yes, I'm going to talk about death because I see that it is a huge issue, especially with black people, where not only do we not prepare for death, and prepare for our loved ones when they pass away and make sure that they're well taken care of, that we're well taken care of and secured financially, mentally, emotionally. It's a lot that we don't pay attention to, and we literally seem like we purposefully run from. Okay, so I was watching a interview with Lauren London recently, and she quoted, "We all gonna die." And my response to that is, are we ready for that? Are we ready for the fact that we all are going to die? None of us are going to make it out of here alive, literally. And I want to talk about, why do we have to wait till people die to appreciate their life? Let's talk about it. Because I see that is so prevalent, where people act like they love and adore you when you're dead, when you can't actually experience the love. But while you're alive and they had the opportunity to show you that they are experiencing the love and they appreciate the love, and they know that it's genuine, and they honestly don't take it for granted. Instead, they act like they take it for granted. They act like they don't care. They act like they really barely care about you. And it's like, unless something happens, people just act like people are just easily disposable. Like, people just don't care. And then sometimes, even worse, sometimes even after people pass away, people still act weird. People still act funny. And it's so awkward to me. And I just really have the question, are we afraid to face death? Is that why most families, especially black families, anytime you talk about death, they get very dismissive? Oh, don't talk about that. We don't talk about that around here. Like, but we all gonna die though. So why can't we all talk about something that we know we're all going to have to eventually deal with? You can't escape it. Not only are you going to die one day, but everybody that you love and care about is going to die one day. Why is it so horrible for us to discuss and talk about and really vent on how we feel about that? Now, I'm going to give y'all a little story time. Me personally, I don't usually go to funerals. One of the reasons why I usually don't go to funerals is because I feel like people are fake. And I feel like when you go to funerals, that's the time that people act their fakest. Because some people would sit there and be all rolling all over the floor, crying, boo-hoo-hooing, and all of that type of mess. And they be the same people that did not even act like they cared about that person while they were alive. Didn't even try to make sure that they showed them any kind of love, any type of support, appreciation while they were alive. But yet at the funeral, they all yelling, crying, acting a fool. And me, I'm just a real motherfucker. Like, I'm just a real person. Like, I'm real. I'm as real as they come. And me seeing people acting a fool like that, especially if I know that you weren't that good to that person, I just can't take sitting there watching people act like that. And I know that ain't really what it is. You don't really love that person, because if you really love that person, you would have loved them while they were here, while they can feel the love. But they're not here now. They can't feel all that. They can't even hear you. So I said I'd like to say this. Everybody has their different ways that they deal with death. My way that I deal with it is I do the best that I can to make sure that I show the people that I love them. I do the best that I can to really show and prove more than I say it. Sometimes I might not ever say I love you, but I'll do things to let you know. I'll show you. And I'm one of the major people that'll tell you, I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's how I feel when it comes to my reaction to death. My reaction to death is to react to death before it happens. In other words, I do my best to show people that I care about and that I love, that I care about and love them now while they're still alive. You know, I do my best to, get people their flowers, like my mom. I do my best to try to make sure I buy her flowers while she can smell them. Because when you get flowers and you put them on somebody's grave, they can't smell them, they can't see them, they can't enjoy them. But that's part of an example of what I do personally, because I understand that everybody dies. Because I understand that there's going to be a time where everybody that I love is going to go and have to go back to God. And I had to think to myself, am I ready for that? And in all actuality, I can honestly say to this day, I'm ready for it. Because I can honestly, truly say that literally everybody in my life that I love, I care about, and I feel in any type of way special about, I make sure that I show them that I love them. I make sure that I show them that I appreciate them. I make sure that if they are doing anything and I'm proud of them, I make sure that I tell them I'm proud of you. If they're doing anything and they're really trying to get the word out, like let's say if they have a business, let's say if they just overall just making a better life for themselves and improving themselves. Like, I really shout out and appreciate people like that, because it's too many people that's not doing that and that needs to be doing it. And that just wants everybody to be okay with them being toxic and messed up and literally emotionally bleeding on everybody around them. But they just want to just let it bleed because they don't know about nothing else. And I'm like, it's time out for not showing love, not showing appreciation, not showing that you really got people's back that you're supposed to have. Like, it's time out for that, because time is winding down to the point that I'm seeing more and more younger people my age and younger, dying every fucking day. And it's like, yo, like the singer, rapper said, people die every day, B. That's true. But the difference now that I see, as opposed to, like, let's say when I was younger, like when I was like a teenager or a kid, is that it's more younger people that's dying. And they're not just dying by people killing them now. They're having heart attacks. They're, dying from heart attacks. And I'm like, what is a 20-something-year-old doing having a heart attack? And most of them don't even be like overweight or anything like that. Because I could understand to an extent if, all or most of those people were overweight. But no, they're not. And I feel like that takes me right back to believing that people can die of broken hearts and broken spirits. Because I feel like that's the reason why probably so many of these young people are dying. because it doesn't make sense. Like, why are so many young people in their 20s having heart attacks? It's like, huh? So, I just really wanted to touch on how we are responsible for making sure that we're ready for when our loved ones go. If there's somebody that's really close to us, see if they have insurance. If they don't have insurance, find out how you can get some insurance, because you don't want to wait until they pass away and then you're scurrying to try to put two pennies together to try to bury them and pay off of their bills and stuff, because bills don't go away because you died. And if we actually talked about death and stop running away from the idea and stop running away from that conversation, then we would have more of a understanding that, yeah, bills do not disappear because you gone and you dead now. You still got to pay for that crap. And it's ridiculous to me, but it's life at the moment. So, also, you need to make sure that you have some kind of insurance. Like me personally, I don't have insurance right now. But that's why I'm doing the best that I can to get this YouTube channel up and rocking and rolling and monetized. Get my cleaning business, doing better. Get my bedazzle business, like really rocking and rolling and being on a more professional mode. That's why I'm working on all of this. Because in order to get life insurance, you got to have some kind of income, right? And you have to have a nice substantial amount of income so that you could be able to, without stress, take care of that bill and never have to worry about, your life insurance lapsed or whatever they call it when you lose your life insurance because you can't keep up the payments. You don't want that problem, So I want to do the best that I can to make sure that before I purchase health insurance, not health insurance, not medical insurance, burial plans and plots and insurance or whatever, before I get it, I want to make sure that I'm more secure in my funds, because I know I'm going to want to make sure that I keep that paid up so that worst case scenario, anything happened to me, any loved ones that I do leave behind, they have something to be able to help them to bury me or whatever the situation is. In all actuality, I actually think my best friend got health insurance on me, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely working on it, but I have to work at one thing at a time, and I'm working on getting my money up first so that I can actually pay for it. But that's very important for all of us to do. Like that's really something that you really need to sit down and think about and plan for yourself. You have any children? Tell your children what your plans are. Don't sit there and never tell your kids what your plans are. You pass away and then they don't know what to do. Tell your children what your plans are. You already have the insurance. You already have a burial plot. You already have everything set in stone. Or if you don't, tell your kids. Let your kids know what they need to do if they need to do anything to maintain or keep up, making sure that things are set in stone when everybody passes on. Because this is something you can't get away from death. You can't hide from it. You can't ignore it and hope it goes away and it goes away. It's never gonna go away. I promise. The day is gonna come when people you love pass away or you're gonna pass away. And if you don't take my advice and you don't try to make sure that you actually take care of those responsibilities, because death is a responsibility. It is. It's a responsibility, just as well as life is. So when people pass on and they don't have any kind of burial plot, they don't have any death insurance, they don't have anything, they don't even realize they're not taking care of their last bit of their responsibility. That's literally your last responsibility on earth, is to make sure that you have things set in stone so that you can be laid to rest, and people that you love can, have that same benefit. But if you don't do that, you leave your family in a very detrimental situation, because people don't think about it. Look at how many things that you're ignoring by not getting burial insurance. You're not taking care of how that person is going to get buried, or, their remains is going to be handled. You're not taking care of whether it's going to be a homegoing, a funeral, whatever your religion is, or, whatever you decide to do as a celebration of that person's life going into their death. As well as, like I mentioned earlier, bills don't go away because you passed. Bills don't pass on with you. So the bills that you still have to take care of, somebody's going to have to still take care of them when you're gone. The bills that, your loved ones have to take care of, somebody still has to take care of that. You can't just ignore it and it goes away. So best thing to do is prepare for these things, and prepare your family, prepare your friends, and stop running away from the conversation. Stop running away from something that is impossible to escape. And just like life is impossible to escape unless you kill yourself, which I would never advise anybody to do, but death can never be escaped as long as you're alive. So the best thing for you to do as a human being, as a person, is to ensure that, I take care of my circumstances. I take care of what needs to be done for me when I do pass on. I take care of what needs to be done for my loved ones when they pass on, so that we have a plan and that we're not in turmoil because we lost someone and we never talked about what we're going to do about it. It's so many families that end up fighting, that end up, being against each other, just because nobody took care of death. And we need to get out of that habit, especially as black people, because I know black people don't like to talk about it. White people might not have no problem with it. I'm not sure about them, or other nationalities. But I know us, for some weird reason, we have a serious issue with talking about death. We literally get mad at people. Like, I've had people get mad at me because I was trying to hold a conversation with them, and it just so happened to be around death. And it's like, I'm like, why are you upset with me because I'm talking about something that literally nobody can run from? What? People be blowing my mind, y'all. But regardless of all of that, just know that as long as you treat the people that you love and care about, including yourself, well, love them as much as possible, love on them as much as possible, care for them, let them know through deeds that you care for them. All that I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, stop it, okay? Stop. Because all that I love you has just become a habit to say, but it is not a habit to do. And we need to get out of making it a habit to say and put it into the area of where it's a habit to do. It's a habit to show you that I love you, not to tell you I love you. It's a habit to show you that I respect you, not to just keep saying it. And confusing you because my actions are not lining up with what the heck I'm saying. And then people want to get mad at you because you notice that, but they don't want to pay attention to their own behavior, recognize themselves like, damn, hold up, wait a minute. I can't be the pot calling the kettle black. Like, I can't do that. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing too. I got to realize when I'm wrong too. Like, I realize, okay, I made a misstep there. I got to fix that. But it's so many adults, it's so many grown behind people that mess up stuff and they expect somebody else to clean it up. They expect somebody else to fix it. And it's like, who raised y'all? Seriously, who the heck raised y'all to be so immature and so unresponsible? One thing about my mom always made sure I knew that I am responsible for myself. And I'm kind of glad she did that, even though it was kind of hard on me. I'm kind of glad she did that because, shoot, in a world full of people that think that they don't have to be responsible for nothing, it's wild out here, y'all. Like, it's really wild out here. And I think y'all know what I mean. It's wild. But I'm grateful that ancestors provided opportunity for me to have a mother that knew it's important to teach your children to be responsible. It's important to not make mistakes and think that it's somebody else's responsibility to clean up your mistakes. That's child behavior. That's not an adult. You can be an adult all you want to be. You can be as old as dirt. But if you don't know how to be responsible, you got to fix that. Like, there's a lot of us out here that got to fix that. I had to fix that. I had that problem too in the past, but I didn't have it as heavily as so many people out here have it. But I had it slightly where certain issues where I thought that, okay, I wasn't the one that caused this, where I felt like, well, why do I got to be the one to fix it? Here's the reason why you got to be the one to fix it, even though you didn't cause it. Because you grown now. When you're a child, then you're in that safe space where adults are supposed to take responsibility for you. And you can use that as an excuse then. But when you're no longer a child, you're an adult now. Now you are responsible for everything you say, you do, every move you make. As harsh as that is, this is the reality of life. And that's why so many lives are turned topsy-turvy, because people do not be responsible for their actions. They just doing whatever and just thinking whatever and thinking whatever is just going to happen. No, you're going to get the results that you're not looking for, that you actually don't want. And it's going to smack you in the face and you're going to be mad because you're going to feel some type of way, but you have no right to really feel some type of way, because your life is your responsibility. And that's why you can't put nobody else's happiness over your own. Because in all actuality, nobody is responsible for you but you. You are the only person that you have to be around for your rest of your life. Anybody else can disappear. Anybody else can run away. Anybody else can hide. You can't hide from yourself. You can't disappear from yourself. So why would you disappoint yourself, but try to cater to everybody else around you? And I used to do that because I was taught to be a people pleaser. You know, I used to think that, oh yeah, it's better to make sure everybody else around me is good before I'm good. Actually, opposite. It's better to make sure you're good first. Because all the rest of them other people, it's not your responsibility to make sure they're good. It's their responsibility. And it's your responsibility to make sure you're good. If you put yourself in a position to be better, then that's what you're supposed to do. But if you don't put yourself in a position to be better, and then you get mad at life because life is showing you results of that, you got to check yourself. And you got to realize the only reason why life is doing that to you is because you're not doing the best you can for yourself. And life is trying to give you a reality check. Life is trying to wake you up. And basically tell you, do better. And you can be better. And that's the end of my video for today. So guys, thank you so much. If you reached this far and you watched the video completely, thank you so much for watching and taking time from your busy schedule to be interested and focus on me for a moment. I would like for you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe and become a part of my truth tribe, because if you down with the truth, then you down with Ruth. And I'm always fucking with the truth. I don't fuck with nothing else. So y'all, press that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.